Hi everyone, today we're going to be completing pages 187 through 189 in our vocabulary workbooks. This will be your last vocabulary assignment, so make sure you go back through your book and that you have completed everything up until this point. All right, word study, roots, dict, and tract. Remember, a root is the main word part of a word. It carries the meaning of the word. Knowing the meaning of common root words such as dict and tract can often help you figure out the meanings of words with those roots. Look at the chart to find the meanings of some words with the roots dict and tract. Now, dict means say. The root dict appears in contradict on page 182. To contradict what someone said is to deny or say the opposite. The word tract, like tractor, means pull or draw. The root tract appears in tractor. A farm tractor can pull a wagon filled with grain. We have 4 words in our box. Dictate, to say or read something aloud for someone to write down or record. Predict, to say what will happen. Attract, to pull toward itself, to draw attention by creating interest. And retract, to draw or pull something back in. In the practice section, you're going to use these 4 words to fill in the blanks. I'm going to cover up the answers. Now in the apply section, just answer each question using a complete sentence to show you understand the meaning of the word in boldface. So a complete sentence for 5, 6, and 7. Answer the question. We will not do the right portion. After you do that, turn the page. We have a story on the Great Migration of the Dust Bowl. For many families in the American Great Plains, the 1930s was a time of great hardship. Even though the region had become known for its fertile, meaning, it's good land for growing, fertile land, a severe drought during this time period created dangerous conditions for families living there. Certain farming practices had damaged layers of grass that held the soil in place. When the drought caused the earth to dry, the soil blew about easily. As the dried soil blew and accumulated, meaning to pile up, huge dust clouds formed and spread across large areas of land, resulting in massive dust storms. This phenomenon, meaning a great event, and the region in which it occurred became known as the Dust Bowl. So the event itself and that part of the U.S. were both referred to as the Dust Bowl. The Dust Bowl had a significant impact on a large part of the country. Between 1930 and 1936, thousands of acres of land were affected by dust storms, and it was pretty close to us. While states such as Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas saw the worst damage, at times the dust rolled as far east as New York City. The conditions endangered the lives of many Americans. The dust was so thick and the wind was so fierce that farms became useless and thousands of people were left without homes. Many people had no choice but to leave the area and move further west. The trek across the country was long and difficult. Many travelers struggled to find fundamental necessities, meaning basic necessities, such as food and water. Some people died from lung conditions brought on by the dust. Some died of starvation. This migration of people during the time of the Dust Bowl was one of the largest in American history. More than 2 million people had moved west by 1940, and many of them settled in California. Eventually, the land recovered, but only after people learned to change how they farmed. New government programs were established, and farmers were taught better practices that would serve to protect the soil. Now, you're going to use these words in bold to answer your questions on the other page. And there's also a question about the meaning of the passage. So I'm going to help you with that one because that's one that you guys seem to struggle with often. Let me uncover that. Okay. This passage was mainly written to inform readers about the Dust Bowl. I want you to figure out the rest of the answers on your own. And this is the last page we will do in our vocabulary workbook. We will not do pages 190 and 191. So this is the last page. Make sure you have everything done and that you turn in your workbook on Sunday.